a new approach to control illegal immigration. So yesterday I just scorched 10 states who are in rebellion against the federal government. So if you are a premium or concierge member on BillO'Reilly.com, you can watch our show and get a transcript anytime you want. All right? And that is a very big convenience if you are a seeker of knowledge. So we went over that this is a rebellion, and my column is up on BillO'Reilly.com that tells you which the states they are and what they're doing. And it's ironic because it happened 157 years ago, I believe it was. Andrew Jackson, same thing with South Carolina, and Jackson took care of South Carolina. You can't be in rebellion against the federal government. Well, anyway, I am now going to put forth to you I think a pretty good solution, not a 100% solution, but something that would work. So we have a 1952 immigration law. 1952 has not been upgraded because both parties don't want to upgrade it. They both use it for political advantage. So there's no drive to have a new immigration bill or laws, set of new laws, none. So 1952, and President Truman vetoed that bill, but his veto was overridden by Congress. The reason that Truman vetoed it was he didn't believe the bill had enough non-white opportunities for people to come to the United States. It was almost all white people that were allowed in here. That's why Truman vetoed it. Anyway, as everybody knows, Joe Biden let everybody in. No restraints. And according to the Migration Policy Institute, pretty good. They're pretty good. 14 million foreign nationals crashed in here under Biden. 14 million. Now, there's a lower number put forth by Pew Research, 11 million. But it's still a colossal amount of people. Out of those 14, 11, whatever number you want to take, 10 to 15% are criminals, people who will hurt you. And that is a colossal number, too, that you add the foreign criminals to the domestic criminals, and you have a wave, and we've seen it. All right. Now, Biden didn't care. The Democratic Party doesn't care. In fact, the radical end of the Democratic Party continues to want an open border. That's what you're seeing in Minnesota. These people screaming about ICE and impeding ICE, they don't want any restrictions. And they don't want to hunt down the criminals. That's who they are. It's hard to believe, but that's who they are. And you got to accept it. Okay? So you can't surrender to it. And if I was on a Hannity radio program today, you might want to listen to that. I said if I were the president, I'd have the FBI interviewing mayors and governors who will not enforce immigration law. By interviewing, I mean, you go in, the feds go in, you sit them down and you say, why are you not doing X? Why are you not doing Y? When you know that federal law trumps your state law. The federal law, you know that in the Constitution. That's what I've been doing now. Because if you're going to rebel against the United States and you're leading the rebellion, you're in trouble. So that has to be built. But that's not the solution. Here's the solution. So by executive order, again, Congress would never vote. You never get it into the Senate. Okay? By executive order, President Trump signs a proclamation that says if you are in this country without proper documentation, you need to go to your post office where there will be a Homeland Security form that you have to fill out. And the form will be your name, where you live, are you employed, how many children do you have, where did you come from, on and on and on. You fill it out. You put it back into the prepaid envelope and you send it to Washington, to Homeland Security, which then enters your questionnaire into a database. Now, you have 90 days to do it. That's fair, 3 months to do it. If you don't do it, then you are subject to immediate detention and deportation. That's it. You're going. And I don't think there's a court in law that would block that because that's national security. So then you separate the people and the thugs, the criminals, are never going to answer the questionnaire, ever. So you put them in a category, and then you have the so-called law-abiding migrants in another category, and then you adjudicate them. So it goes into immigration courts, where you'd have to hire a lot more judges to do it, but they look at it and they say, there are some people who've claimed asylum. There are some people that are married to American citizens. On and on, what's your story? And then the federal government sends you a conclusion. You have to appear at this point, or you're okay for a year, whatever it may be. Okay? And you have to carry that card wherever you go. So if ICE stops you, you produce the card, I'm cooperating, then ICE lets you go. Unless you commit a crime, unless they're hunting you for a crime, of course. So that way you get an orderly basis of deportation. You get to know who's here. And again, the bad guys aren't going to cooperate, make it a lot easier to get them out. Let's face it, the U.S. economy is under stress. National debt rising, trade war shaking the markets. And meanwhile, China is dumping the dollar and stockpiling gold. That's why I protected my savings with physical gold and silver through the only dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. And you can do this. Get precious metals delivered to your door or place in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. They'll even help you roll over your existing IRA or 401k, tax and penalty-free. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star reviews, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust American Hartford Gold as I do. Please call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.